All right, we're live. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hello, hello. My name is Megan Casey, and I'm here with Debbie Calladine. And some of you will be familiar, but for those of you who are new, we're running an international personal and professional development training company. And today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be answering some of your questions. So some people have questions, and we see some questions repetitively. So we wanted to answer some of those. And we also wanted to extend that to everybody watching. If you have a question that's not answered, you can either type in the chat below in the comments or message us privately, okay? We want to answer your questions, provide some insight of things that you might be wondering. So Debbie, what's the first question for the audience?
All right. The first question we get a lot is, do you guys offer like talks for teams? Do you do talks for teams and groups? And the answer is absolutely we do. We've done, Megan and I collectively have done quite a few talks. I don't know exactly how many. Megan, what would you say? I've done about 3 in the past 6 months personally, and you've done quite a bit in Ireland, and yeah,
probably about 15 recently, So yeah, so we want to clarify that we do both talks for private groups and also corporate. So whether you have a company and maybe you're looking to inspire your team, or we also speak around mental well-being. Okay, a lot of the work we do is around mental fitness. Who doesn't need to become more mentally fit? Everybody does.
Everybody.
So if you have a group, either a private group or you're working with a company and you might not own the company, maybe you are working in the company and you think your company would benefit from us coming in to speak regularly to your team. So absolutely. And then the other thing that I want to say on that is the topics are personalized based on what your group needs the most. So the talks that I've done, usually the organizer will say like this group needs more on productivity. This group needs more on stress and burnout, overcoming burnout. So whatever that is for your group, we will do a personalized one to make the most of it. We want to see everybody get some results based on what they're struggling with the most and what's going to move the needle.
Yeah. And I would say we help with sales too, because we're mindset and sales trainers. So if your team is struggling with closing more sales, we can help. If your team is struggling with a bad attitude, we can help with that too. So there's many areas that we can help your team with. So that's question number one. Another question that we get asked is, how did you get started with your coaching business? And there's a lot of coaches out there, and there's people that are inspired by our growth. We host in-person events. We just hosted one over the weekend in Calgary, had a great turnout. And we've hosted 3 in-person events, and we'll be hosting more, and we'll announce some of those after, or the next one after, at the end of this live video. So how did we get started in our coaching business? Megan, do you want to kick us off there?
Yeah, well, I think for me anyway, and I believe for you as well, we both started by being students of this material, really realizing we want to change our life, change our career, and becoming a student, and then eventually being hired by personal and professional development training companies. And then Debbie and I met on a team leading the sales and coaching team, and seeing the transformation from our own application of these ideas. And we decided last year, we spoke and we saw a lot of similar values, and we also wanted to do something very unique, and we didn't see that out there. So we figured we're going to have to build it. So I think alignment in values, very committed to our clients and helping people get results, but also Debbie and I are products of the products. We lead by example. We are doing the work, the bold moves, getting outside your comfort zone, daily auto suggestion, daily study. So leading by example in this. And I think the biggest thing is just seeing the transformation this material can have. We want to hold a space for transformations for other people, personally and professionally. What else would you add on that, Debbie?
Yeah, I would say like people often ask like, what makes your coaching different or unique? And I would say like we offer multiple group mastermind calls per week. We host calls on mindset. We host calls on sales training, business growth. And so there's a multiple to choose from. And we also focus on one-on-one personalized coaching, which is included in our mastermind. So we work one-on-one individually with our clients. So groups are great, masterminds are great, but people can hide in groups. Everyone coming into the group is selling something different. They have different habits, different beliefs. So we work with each individual client one-on-one as well. And that's what really moves the needle. because you need that group camaraderie, being part of something, being community, getting fresh ideas, being inspired multiple times through the week, but also that one-on-one support is key. It's very, very important. What else would you say, Megan?
Yeah, I would say our attitude towards the growth and involvement, like there's a lot of kindness and then there's a lot of encouraging people to get outside the comfort zone, and people need both. They need accountability to move in the right direction for themselves and their lives, but also that kindness, people to believe in them. Okay,
Yes.
everybody has self-doubt and self-talk that's running, that's not helpful. And as well as holding that space to really to share ideas that's going to activate higher thinking and a better belief system for each individual. And as Debbie said, everybody is different. So we have group calls that allow us to deliver groups of ideas that are applicable to everybody. And then in the one-to-one, it's your own personal journey, your personal stuff. So there's a lot of support. And you have the best of two worlds because you have two coaches. So I think that's really powerful because we're studying this material and we have two lenses of bringing our own life experience, journeys, etc. And then we're also doing the in-person events, which is just wonderful for community, for people to meet us and each other. And we just wrapped up a wonderful event in Calgary as well. So yeah, so I would say that that's what's different, and our energy is unique, our resolve. A lot of people are attracted to work with us because of our focus and resolve and the momentum. Mm-hmm. And as I said earlier, momentum is earned by the daily practices. This is what we're doing every single day. So I think people seeing two examples of growth and involvement inspires them, as well as what we're just saying and teaching. It's our actions, and people are literally watching us grow and evolve. We call it a growth and involvement consulting because that's what we're helping people do. And it does what it says on the tin, right, Debbie?
Absolutely. Yeah. And we don't ask any of our clients to do anything that we haven't done or that we're not currently doing. We lead by example, like Megan said. So I love that. What else have people asked us? We have all kinds of questions. What else?
Loads of questions. So probably too many for this video, but another one that comes up a lot, maybe not so much of a question, but just sort of a comment. A lot of people have recognized, or maybe even just from working with us, have recognized that their self-talk is terrible. You know, it's basically, you know, they say if you spoke to somebody else the way you speak to yourself, would they be friends with you? And in a lot of cases, you know, there's a question mark there because people say all kinds of negative things for themselves, and it's based on, you know, upbringing, things that other people have said, and it's just hammering on. So we want to address that and realize that a lot of the work we do is on improving the narrative, your inner story, your inner dialogue, your self-talk. And that's just a huge one that comes up for people because we're all in the world, but we're all living in our own ecosystem. And if your inner world is not on your side, it's a very tough way to navigate life. So that is really individual to the person, and that is absolutely something we help with. We call it mental fitness. I think that's a good way of explaining it. And the average of 60 to 70 thoughts per day, if you don't train your thinking.
1,000.
Oh, sorry, what did I say?
60 to 70.
60 to 70,000 thoughts daily. And if you don't train them and organize them towards a goal, towards something productive, the typical narrative is negativity. So it's very interesting how people understand physical fitness, but very few people spend an hour a day on their mental fitness. So that's what we're representing. That's the work we're here to do. And that's the role that we want to have in the world, is holding a space for that. So that's one question. And
I would say this, the self-belief, right? The self-belief, like be around people, like we will believe in you until you believe in yourself. That's what helped me in this work 5 years, 6 years ago, was that I needed somebody to believe in me until I could believe in myself. So we hold that space for you to start to believe in yourself, and that space for transformation, because whether your beliefs manifest. So what are you believing to be true? Like we said, like the quote said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So start to build that belief in yourself, your ideas, your products, your services, how you help people, the legacy you're leaving. So be around people that are supportive of you, because what's the world suggesting to you? Probably there could be all kinds of negative suggestions around your environment. So your environment is crucial to your success. That's why there's so much power in a mastermind group, one that's got a growth consciousness. And I will never not be part of a mastermind. So lucky for me, I decided that I'm going to host my own mastermind. That's why Megan and I work together, because there's so much power in it, and our clients get amazing results. And what else would you like to share, Megan?
Yeah, I want to share a little bit more about like what's involved in the group calls, because people, the word mastermind is not that common.
Only used, right?
Exactly. So kind of want to debunk any mystery around that so that it's more accessible for people to even explore that. And I've run a number of different masterminds in different countries, and we've basically decided like what's going to be the best for these people and what ideas are the best to deliver. So we've actually divided some of our calls into different topics. So we have very mindset focused ones to really work on the thinking, your beliefs, and thinking bigger for yourself, your company, your career. And then we also have specific training. So we do sales training, business growth training. We've just done social media, Canva, all of that. So some digital skills as well that you're going to need to grow a business if that's what you've decided to do. And even some of our clients that don't necessarily have a business, it's just being visible and being a leader in your community and your social media online community. So there's a variety of different skills taught in a very structured and systematic way so everybody can grow. So we're not solely thinking about just thinking, we are thinking, and then we are moving in action and refining our skill set and ourselves, our self-image. So that'll be the other one that I want to debunk. So mastermind is a group of people coming together to improve, to brainstorm, ask questions, and really grow. And I love the phrase that says iron sharpens iron and people sharpen people. So being in a group with other people who are serious about improving their lives, that's essentially what it is. Now there's more details to that, but that's essentially kind of an overview. So if that's something that you're curious about and maybe you're nervous to explore that, you know, we would encourage everyone and invite you to message us and come and check out one of our calls and actually experience it for yourself and the power of it for yourself. Anything to add, Debbie? And then I have one more question to finish the video.
Yeah, that's great. No, that's because a lot of people do it. They ask, oh, what's a mastermind? So it's just a group of people, and you never know what you're going to learn from other people too. And it starts to feel like a family. And you know, entrepreneurship can be very lonely. So it's nice to be part of a group, a community. We have a Facebook Messenger chat. We're all like sharing wins with each other. If you do a Facebook post, you share it in the group and they like and comment on it. So it feels good just to be part of something. And we're always looking for new ideas. One idea can change your life. One idea, you could take that idea and run with it. So we got to be open to new ideas and have an expansive kind of mindset and consciousness. So very important. What's your last question, Megan?
Last question. So this is a question that's sparked every time we host a retreat, and we're very grateful. We love all of our clients and showing up and meeting them in person and then meeting each other, and just the power of the proximity of in-person. So every time we host a retreat, the ongoing next question is, when and where is the next retreat? So we are still finalizing details, but for anybody watching, the next retreat is going to be in Arizona. And it will likely be the first weekend in February. So we're finalizing the venue and then it'll be officially announced. But if you're curious and you missed Calgary and you're like, I do want to go, mark that weekend tentatively free and reach out to us. Okay, so we're going to be announcing that soon. And if you want to be with us in person, studying this material, immerse in this material for a number of hours, it's just so powerful. And I want to share a couple of the teams for Arizona as well. So there's going to be a huge emphasis on the power and the potency of thought energy. And what's interesting about the power of thought energy is because you can't see your thoughts radiating out from your mind, there's not a lot of really focus on it in general society. You know, your thinking isn't something that people are training people on very often. So that's what we specialize in. So we're going to have a big focus on that, a big focus on improving your self-image as it relates to affirmation and auto-suggestion. We're going to have a big focus on thinking more expansively and thinking bigger and really setting the tone for 2026, because it'll be 2026 by then, and really what you want to see happen and making the best out of the year. Anything else, Debbie, that you want to add from the upcoming topics?
We're going to be touching on imagination, because where does everything come from? Our mind. We've been gifted with an imagination, and we need to start to step into that and start to use our imagination more to get what we want, to think about what we want and to get what we want. So everything's coming from our mind, our imagination, and everything you see around you is first a thought in somebody's mind, and they moved that into physical reality. Our phones, this beautiful notebook Megan got me, this glass. So that was created in somebody's imagination. So we need to create what we want in our mind and expect that to move into form. You're going to need to have a lot of faith. You're going to need courage. You're going to need boldness. You're going to need a strong desire, a willingness. So these are all the things that we teach you in our group and in our in-person events and our mastermind and working with you one-on-one. So we will help you get what you want. You tell us what you want and we will show you how to get it.
Absolutely. And it's going to demand applied faith. So for everyone watching this, applied faith is you're acting and you're moving in the direction. So people might think they have faith, but does your behavior reflect that you have faith? So for everybody watching, I want you to take some action step towards your goal today. Okay. Move the needle on the goal, get out of your own way. There's a lot of growth in actions that we avoid. So if there's an action that you're avoiding, you're like, I know I need to do this, or I need to do this, and I've been delaying it or procrastinating, take action today. And if anybody watching has additional questions or would like us to come and do a talk for their group or team, reach out to us privately or comment in the comments below, and we will get back to you and organize a call to discuss what that could look like. So thanks for tuning in and sending everyone lots of great energy today.
Yes, and finish the month strong. Okay, there's still 3 days, 4 days left. 3 days? What? 3 days left in the month. So finish it strong and take some bold actions today. Thanks for tuning in.